Alright, good afternoon. Welcome to another video. In today's video, we're going to be doing a little bit of an experiment slash demonstration I've been wanting to do for a while. And that is, can you go fishing and camping on one battery? This is just a 12 volt, 100 amp hour battery. How long can we actually go fishing and camping, 1 or 2 night trip? And that's what I plan on doing on this video. I'm going to go fishing tomorrow morning, bright and early to Lake Dunn. We're going to stay out there as long as we can. And the weather conditions are not perfect. They're in the 90s tomorrow. The humidity's real bad right now, so we're going to try to just tough it out, stay out there as long as we can. I'm going to be recording how long we were out there and the miles that we went using my All Trails app, and I'll be using the Bluetooth Goldenmate app to record the percentage of the battery and how much we're drawing off of it. And so Goldenmate was nice enough to send over the brand new Crius 100. This is a 12 volt, 100 amp hour battery. Just super cool looking battery. That's one thing I gotta give Goldenmate. They make some of the coolest looking lithium batteries on the market. Like this Orion 1000 here. But this battery here comes in at 29 pounds, really light battery. One thing I love about lithium batteries, how light they are. But this battery here is IP67 waterproof rated, and it also has low temperature charge protection as well. So if you're in a cold climate area, you don't have to worry about the battery hurting itself when it gets charged at night. But it comes with these little connectors here you can put on your power wires. It comes with the studs here, and also comes with your owner's manual for the charge and discharging specs. And it also has that right there on the end of the battery, so real convenient right there at the end of it. Then you got your plastic toppers here as well to help protect it from shorting out and whatnot. But so like I said, tomorrow morning we're going to go out bright and early, fish the whole day as long as we can. We're going to come back and hook it up to the originally 1000 watt power inverter, and we're going to run a fan, cooker, and a coffee maker. I don't know about y'all, but I got to have my coffee and I got to have a fan at night when I sleep, so them are must-haves for me. I can do without food, but I can't do without a fan and coffee. But at the end of the video, we're going to be kind of talking about, giving my opinion about the Orion 1000. I've had this battery for close to a year now, and just kind of give my opinion about it, thoughts about it, and kind of compare it to this one as well. So stick around and see how it goes. Alright, so I just got everything loaded up here at 5 o'clock. Lasted longer than I thought I did. It was a hot day out there. I ain't gonna lie, it got pretty humid there parts of the day, but 6 hours, 36 minutes out there total, and 2.7 miles. That's pretty impressive to me. I mean, hottest it is out there, I'm not ashamed. That's a pretty good trip. It is shorter fishing trip than what I would normally do in better weather conditions, but Like I said, that's still a pretty good fishing trip. We only used 7% of the battery. We're still at 93%. And that's something I've learned using this app and that original Goldenmate battery, is you don't use nearly as much battery as you think you do on your fishing trip. For years, my original battery didn't have Bluetooth, didn't have an app, and I just always had that in the back of my mind. How much battery do I have left? How much battery do I have left? Well, I didn't have anything to worry about, but I didn't know that because I didn't have the app. But that's one of the biggest things about these batteries here, is that app is just such a peace of mind thing that you can't replace when you're out there. Especially if you're downriver, upriver, you got a long ways to go and you're kind of wondering what you got going on in your battery. Or like this video here is going to be about, using it as a camping fishing battery. You'll be able to use one battery for both uses. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to head back to the house, hook it up to the power inverter, run a few things that I think you would use on a camping trip. So I'll see y'all there. Alright, so I finally got home, got everything put away, and got everything ready for the next part of the video. If you've never seen how a power converter works, it's super simple. Most all of them you buy come with power cords, and you just hook it to the negative and positive on the inverter. It's really just that simple. And on the front, you'll see a power button usually like this one here, and it's got 2 plug-ins. And what you'll do, you'll plug in whatever it is you're wanting to use. Like we're fixing to use the coffee pot here, and you'll just flip it on and then turn your coffee pot on. And I have the app brought up here showing we got 93% in the battery, and once we start it up, it'll show how many amps we're pulling and watts and all that, how long its estimated runtime is, which is just super awesome about this app. That's one thing I love about it. But we're going to go ahead and get started, and what we're going to do is plug it up first. Then we're going to flip the inverter on. Alright, now it's ready. And I've got 5 cups of water in this. Normally I only use 2, but I'm trying to overshoot it on this video. Go ahead and flip that on. And this is a 650 watt coffee maker, a little 5 cup. And now you can see right there on the app we're pulling 56.7 amps, 721 watts. And that is estimated to last 1 hour and 38 minutes. We'll see how long it takes. And she's already starting to make coffee. Or boil the water anyway. Alright, there we go. She is done. It's a little over 5 cups of boiling water right there. Come down to 88%, and that was pulling 57 to 56 amps the whole time, just a little over 700 watts. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and flip it off. Steam rolling out. Now we'll switch the power inverter off. Now I'm going to go ahead and put this up, and I'll show you the cooker next. Alright, for the next thing I got a dash cooker. If you've never messed with one of these before, I've got quite a few of them. They're really nice cookers, and they're pretty cheap too. But it's kind of like a griddle. You can cook with it open like this. Cook eggs, bacon, sausage, whatnot. You can even cook a hamburger on this thing. But it's real nice. You close it down, and it's got heat on top and bottom. So it gets everything pretty darn hot. Like I said, if you want to cook like bacon, sausage, cheeseburger on it can handle it no problem. It's 760 watts. Like I said, it's a pretty cheap cooker. I really like it though. Non-stick surface there. But what we're going to do on this one is we're going to run it for 20 minutes. Got my stopwatch here. And we're just right at 87% on the battery there. And so we're going to close this and flip our inverter on. And as soon as it starts pulling watts, I'm going to hit the stopwatch. Yep, there we go. And that is pulling 859 watts, 68 amps. Well, jumped up to 70. There we go. And we're going to run that for, like I said, we're going to run it for 20 minutes. And then we'll stop and unplug it, and I'll show you the fan over next. Alright, there is 20 minutes. And that actually surprised me. I never actually watched this cooker for 20 minutes on the phone, on the app. But, like I said, we got 83% on the battery. But, well, actually, this would actually be a real good camping cooker. The coffee pot actually used more juice than what it did, but we did 5 cups of water in the coffee pot too, where normally I would only have like 2 for me. But this cooker shuts on and off. You know, all cookers do that, but it actually came on 4 different times throughout that 20 minutes. It wasn't on the whole time. It would kick on, get up to temperature, and then shut off. Do the same thing 4 times. And each time when it kicked off, it was only drawing 10 watts off the battery. So like I said, that would be really good for camping, because it wouldn't suck much juice out of your battery, but you would have a good hot cooker to use. Like I said, I really like this cooker. It's non-stick, really good for cooking. One of my favorite things to cook in it is hot ham and cheese with egg. Just really nice to be able to use that when you go camping. Now we'll put that up and we'll get my fan out. Alright, so the next thing I have to run here is this little fan here. And I am super impressed with this little fan. You know, no bigger than it is. It's only a 7-watt fan, but it puts out just as much air as that Honeywell right there. And it's a 34-watt, and that just blows my mind really, if no bigger than this fan is, puts that much air out. This would be perfect for a tent or a campsite, whatnot. And so we're going to turn it on real quick. There's one, and that's going to bring it to 11 amps, or 11 watts I mean. Just 3/4 of an amp. And like I said before, I just love this app right here. It's just it's so helpful to know exactly what you're doing as far as the battery, how much watts and amps you're taking out of it. And that right there really is helpful, knowing how long it will last. It'll last 110 hours on one. You wouldn't have any problem having that in your tent all night for sure. We're going to bring it up to 2. That brings it up to about 12, 13 watts. Not quite 1 amp. It's kind of buzzing back and forth between 1 amp. Let me go ahead and take it up to 3. And it's not that loud either. It's a pretty quiet fan for putting that much air out. And that brings it up to 15 watts, just over 1 amp. And you could run that for 75 hours, 70 to 75 hours there. So you wouldn't have, like I said, you wouldn't have any trouble running that fan there all night long in your tent. You know, keeping you some air circulation in there. Definitely when it's hot like it is right now, I wouldn't want to go out there without a fan. But I'll link all this down in the description below, including the battery as well, just in case you want to buy any of this. I'm really impressed with that cooker. That's just, you know, I never watched what it did as far as on and off like that until I did this test here, and that would be a really nice cooker to take camping. It'll save you a lot of battery. Alright, so I don't know about y'all, I was real impressed with them results there. Still got 83% in the battery and 1100 watts still left in the battery. That's pretty impressive to me, considering that we used a 760 watt cooker for 20 minutes and the coffee maker ran 5 cups of coffee through it. And like I said, the coffee maker actually sucked more juice than the cooker did, because the cooker, it shuts on and off periodically as it heats up and cools down. And so that actually would be a really nice cooker to take with you if you're going camping and you're wanting to save on battery life and being able to cook pretty much anything. I mean, that thing gets pretty hot. But the fan, though, that's really impressive. No bigger than that fan is. You wouldn't have any trouble running that fan all night in your tent. Still have tons of battery left in the morning to go fishing or whatnot, to cook your breakfast. But just real impressed with both of these batteries here. I've had this one here for almost a year now. And like I said, make a little bit of a comparison to these two. The biggest is the color. Both of these batteries look really cool, and they're pretty much identical in most ways. They're way about the same. But this battery here, you'll see the biggest difference is the screen on top. That screen is super easy to use. You just push the button there, it comes on. I don't know if you can see it on camera or not, but got 97% in there. Then you just turn it right back off. When I first got this battery, I thought I would use the screen a lot more than what I do. I use the app. That's just my thing. I'm always a smartphone guy. I mean, you know, I've always used the apps. It's not a big deal to me. I think it's a personal preference thing. You know, if you don't want to get your phone out, or if you don't want to download the app, it's just really easy to hit that button, know how much battery or life is in there. Another thing is the handles on these batteries are different. This one here is actually built into the battery on both sides. I really like the handles. They're really strong handles. They don't move at all. There's no flex. But I actually like this one better, because, you know, when you're putting it into your battery box, you know, being able to pick that up, straight down with one hand just kind of helps make things easier. This battery here, you actually got to have both hands to set it in there, because if you just use one, it's going to tilt sideways. And both of these batteries have rubber bumpers on the bottom of them here, and them haven't wore off or anything. And I've really liked them. These are the only lithium batteries that I've ever touched that actually have rubber on the bottom of the battery, and that's really nice. You know, you set it on your tailgate or set it on your kayak, it doesn't slide away or nothing. And you know, you wouldn't think you would use that much, but you know, if you're at the boat ramp, your truck's tilted back, and you know, you put it on your tailgate or whatnot, and it doesn't move. It just stays there, and that's really nice. Don't want my battery to fall off my tailgate on the concrete boat ramp for sure. But like I said, I don't think you can go wrong with either one of these two batteries. I really like both of them. But this battery here, we did a video about a year ago now. We tested the runtime on this battery on my kayak, and I think we ended up getting like 19 miles out of this battery. I'll link that video down in the description below. But also I'll link all the links to the fan, cooker, and the power inverter there, and the coffee maker, just in case you want to look at them and buy them. I think I got pretty much everything on Amazon, what I remember. Also have a link for the battery here on Amazon as well. And if you use code ARKVIP at checkout, you can get 15% off either one of these two batteries here. So that'll be a nice little discount for you there. But that's going to be it for today. Hope y'all liked the episode. Appreciate y'all watching.